Sawasdee good morning, and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and on NBT World. It's Sunday, December 14th, and you're with me, Surapan Lautharanarit. Let's start off with today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. First up, the Prime Minister of Thailand has reiterated that the White School project will make the younger generation become more honest and will help tackle the nation's corruption issue. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has mentioned about the White School project Grow Up Good curriculum in his televised broadcast program. He said that the project will implement 5 core principles of honesty to teach the students, including honesty, which is to uphold the truth and goodness; social responsibility, which is to think and act for best benefits of the public; social fairness, which teaches not to discriminate against any person; and sufficient living, which is to live moderately and uphold His Majesty's sufficiency economy principle in their daily life. The Prime Minister stated that this curriculum will instill morality to children, starting from kindergarten to high school levels, to have the right morals to cope with the materialistic world and a capitalist trend. He said that this will be the foundation for the fight against corruption. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha delivered a call for greater cooperation between ASEAN and the Republic of Korea against new forms of security threats, especially climate change and natural disasters. The Prime Minister made the call while taking part in the discussion on non-traditional security issues, which was held as part of the 2014 ASEAN Republic of Korea Commemorative Summit in Busan, South Korea. In his statement, General Prayut voiced his expectation that Korea would help raise ASEAN's efficiency in dealing with such environmental issues as water management, disaster management, clean energy, and green development through knowledge dissemination and personnel training. He was confident that the formulation of a clear and concrete outline of the cooperation would serve the best mutual benefits of the region as a whole. As 2014 is the 10th anniversary of the Indian Ocean tsunami, which severely hit various countries, including the south of Thailand, he stated that such a disaster had prompted all ASEAN member states to work out an effective contingency plan. Thailand has taken an active role in pushing forward the issue. He affirmed that the country is adamant to support international efforts on the same move and will join upcoming international conferences on disaster management to be held in Japan and South Korea. The Prime Minister of Thailand has met with the Sultan of Brunei during the ASEAN Summit in South Korea, emphasizing on the good relations of both countries. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has been received in audience with Sultan of Brunei Hassan al-Bolkiah to discuss government matters at the Park Hyatt Busan Hotel, South Korea. The Thai Prime Minister expressed his gratitude towards the Sultan of Brunei for allowing the audience. He thanked Brunei for the understanding of Thailand's political situation and has emphasized that both countries have maintained good relations. The Sultan of Brunei has said that he is willing to support the Thai government's measures to solve the issues in the southern border provinces. The Sultan also offered to extend the Brunei government's scholarship programs to children from the southern border provinces of Thailand. Following the Prime Minister's overseas trip to South Korea, today we'll speak to Dr. Yungyut Mayalab, the government spokesperson, about the outcome of the trip. Sawasdee krab, Dr. Yungyut. สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ ดร. ยงยุทธ
ไปข่าวคอมพิวเตอร์ไปข่าว
Okay, some technical problem there. We'll get back to Dr. Yung Yut later on. The Prime Minister of Thailand has addressed the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence's report that the rumored CIA detention complex in Thailand is an internal matter for the U.S. and is unrelated to the Thai government. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has addressed the public regarding the United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence's report on the Central Intelligence Agency or CIA torturing site country list that includes Thailand as the location for the CIA's detention site and torturing activities after returning from the ASEAN Republic of Korea summit in Busan, South Korea. He said that he has been informed of the issue and has ordered the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to clarify to the public that this has nothing to do with the Thai authority, as it is the United States' internal matter. The Prime Minister has also asked all sides to not demand responsibility or involvement from Thailand, as the current situation in the country is peaceful. The Thai government has vowed to step up its cracking down on human trafficking with a focus on officials involved with those rings. Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan said during the second meeting of the National Committee on Human Trafficking Prevention and Suppression that the Thai government would implement tougher laws on trafficking cases. Earlier, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha ordered suppression on corruption among government officials. Those who are involved with trafficking rings would face stern punishment, according to General Prawit. Meanwhile, General Anupong Paujinda, the Minister of Interior, said he had ordered every province to set up a prevention and suppression committee to fight local human trade. Police General Adun Sang Sing Keo, the Minister of Social Development and Human Security, also expressed his confidence that Thailand's situation in relation to human trafficking would soon improve, and the country's ranking on the issue would definitely be upgraded. The Finance Minister has pledged to speed up the distribution of compensation funds for rubber growers following complaints about a long wait for cash transfers. Finance Minister Somai Phasi explained that the compensation process might be time-consuming as authorities needed to collect and examine the required documents carefully to prevent fraud. The government has planned to allot 8.2 billion baht in compensation to more than 850,000 households of rubber agriculturists affected by falling rubber prices. The Bank for Agriculture and Agricultural Cooperatives, or BAAC, is in charge of the cash transfers, which started on November 15th. So far, about 3.9 billion baht has been given out to 4,035 households. Mr. Somai said the BAAC had already improved the cash distribution process so that the rubber farmers can receive the money sooner. The minister, however, stressed that the farmers had to prepare all the necessary documents to be screened by their local committees so that the request for financial assistance could be processed faster. The Ministry of Energy is planning to raise the price of liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, to reflect its true cost and wean the transport sector off LPG consumption. According to Transport Minister Narongchai Akara Serani, LPG is actually intended for household and industrial purposes rather than for transport use, adding that excise tax collected from petrol to cap the LPG price has caused the number of LPG-powered vehicles to jump to 1.3 million. Mr. Narongchai said the price of LPG used in the transport sector should in principle be raised gradually to show its real cost. However, he admitted that the price rise during this time would be impossible, as the ministry had to find the best way to adjust the price at the right time. He also disclosed that the Ministry of Energy would propose its energy price adjustment plan aimed at ensuring fair treatment for benzene consumers at a meeting to be chaired by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha on December 15th. The scheme is expected to help lower benzene prices to under 30 baht per liter. The Minister of Labor has visited Pattani province to follow up on the labor shortage issue, urging support to resolving the southern border provinces' conflict in preparation for the ASEAN community in 2015. The Minister of Labor, General Surasak Kanchanarat, presided over the conference, concluding the labor needs in the area, as well as meeting with the business sector, fishery association, and related sectors to discuss the solution to labor shortages in fishery. He said that the Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has given the policy for all government agencies to work with the Internal Security Operations Command, or ISOC, 4th Region Forward Command, to cooperate and develop a cohesive security plan. The Ministry of Labor has been working closely with the ISOC 4th Region Forward Command and has been following the situation of labor shortages, especially in fishery, said the minister. The Minister of Labor said that the fishery industry should upgrade itself to the modern practices of international fisheries worldwide to make the career in the field more desirable. He also pointed out that foreign workers are also in demand for the industry, but the employment and immigration process must be legal. Following the Prime Minister's overseas trip to South Korea, today we'll speak to Dr. Yongyut Mayalab, the government spokesperson, about the outcome of the trip. สวัสดีครับ Dr. Yongyut.
สวัสดีครับคุณสุรพันธ์ครับ
How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the show. Well, without further ado, let's get straight to our questions. What was the aim of the Premier's trip to South Korea, and how did it benefit the country and the people?
The Prime Minister at the 2014 ASEAN Republic of Korea CEO Summit, as well as the summit on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the ASEAN-ROK relations, and it was a great opportunity for our leaders to again to Thailand in the international arena and to push forward our cooperation with the ASEAN in various aspects. And South Korea is one of the dialogue partners of ASEAN, a very important dialogue partner, as it has been acting as a key growth engine. And for the past several years, the World Economic Center of gravity has shifted towards Asia, and Republic of Korea, China, and Japan are very important players in this field. And on this occasion, our Prime Minister had the opportunity to talk on the arena of the summit, stressing on various things. For example, the encouragement of the Korean business sector to take full advantage of the development in the field of technology and innovation, because Korea has made great leaps in its economic development and is now one of the world's leading economies. Also in the field of alternative energy, ASEAN can learn from Korea's technologies and best practices of alternative energy and energy efficiency to meet growing energy needs. And thirdly, about the agriculture, which is a fundamental and important sector for many ASEAN economies. And the Thai leader encouraged the Korean to join invest with ASEAN counterparts in the value added industry. These are some of the issues that our leader has mentioned in the summit. And also there's a session which dealt with the climate change and also the new non-traditional threats to the region. And there was an issue about the Ebola virus outbreak that happened in Africa. This is the issue that our Prime Minister stressed the need for cooperation of all countries in the region to fight Ebola, and thanked various countries that sent their representatives to join the conference that Thailand is hosting this coming Monday for the health ministerial meeting on the issue of Ebola. And he also talked about the support of Thailand to South Korea, who is hosting the 6th World Forest Fire Conference next year. And General Prayut also mentioned about the cooperation from countries that are ready in supplying facilities and equipment that may help in the fight against forest fire. For example, the region will need large airplanes that can carry a large amount of water to help in dousing the fire in the forest, for instance.
Okay, and what was the reaction of South Korea and other ASEAN countries towards Thailand? Do they have a better understanding now about the current situation in the kingdom?
I think that's no problem. His Prime Minister of Thailand had traveled to many countries and attended many summits and meetings, and the world leaders expressed their understanding of the situation, and they expressed their appreciation. They look forward to our cooperation in various fields, particularly in the economic field and also the people-to-people connectivity. And as for South Korea on this occasion, both countries, Thailand and South Korea, expressed on the important strategic partner between one another, and we agreed to use the existing mechanisms in promoting this particular collaboration and cooperation. And also the President of South Korea expressed her appreciation for Thailand in looking after the South Korean investors that are investing in Thailand. And the Prime Minister of Thailand reiterated that the situation in Thailand is calm, peaceful, and we welcome further investment from South Korea, which at the moment is still, there are still many areas that South Korean investors can participate in Thailand.
Let's talk about General Prayut's previous trips to Laos, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Will we see more cooperation in terms of trade and investment between Thailand and those nations? And what are some of the agreements made during the visits?
As for the Laos PDR, the two leaders expressed their cooperation, further cooperation in the connectivity issues, particularly the building of the 5th Friendship Bridge between Thailand and Laos, and also the possibility of constructing the 6th Friendship Bridge as well. And this will help with the domestic and border connectivity. And Prime Minister Prayut also mentioned about the new economic zone that Thailand is setting up in Mukdahan province and possibly in Nong Khai province as well. So the Laos PDR can also establish similar kind of cluster style area or zone in the country too. They also talk about the cooperation on package of tourism. This can be joined up with the Vietnam tourism as well. When the Prime Minister went to Vietnam, they talked quite a bit about the package of tourism among three countries, and also about this connectivity that can help linkage between all the three countries, particularly the routes R8, R9, and R12 connecting Thailand with PDR Vietnam. This is something that three countries can join together. General Prayut also mentioned to leader of Vietnam about the international bus route connecting the northeastern of Thailand and the central Vietnam, and we'll look into details on that. After these trips to Laos and Vietnam, Prime Minister went to Malaysia. And on that note, the economic-wise, we agreed in trying to head towards the new goal of mutual trade volume, elevating from 800 billion baht in 2013 to 1 trillion baht in 2015. And Prime Minister Prayut also informed Malaysian counterpart that the Thai's BOI is considering revision of regulations to accommodate foreign investments. And again, tourism development is another area of importance that we discussed with the Malaysian Prime Minister, as well as the promotion of the Rubber City project.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for our interview, Dr. Yung Yut.
Thank you very much for...
Thank you for joining us. Sawasdee krap.
Sawasdee krap.
And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The sixth core value, maintaining moral integrity, considerateness, generosity, and sharing.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Faithful Buddhists are invited to donate to the building of a huge Buddha statue known as Praputta Metta. It's to be constructed at Tepratan Temple, Soi Dao, Jantaburi. With a 20,000 baht donation, the donor's name will be engraved on the foundations of the statue. Those wishing to contribute may make their donations at the Royal Thai Embassy or at the Consulate General in each country, 7-Eleven convenience stores and stores with counter service signs, Rung Thai Bank, Siam Commercial Bank or Bangkok Bank. Please contact the phone numbers shown for more details.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Leaders of the ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, and South Korea pledged to boost economic cooperation at a regional summit. The leaders of the 10 Southeast Asian nations and South Korea met on Friday to discuss ways to develop their partnerships. Myanmar President Thein Sein, the chair of ASEAN, and South Korean President Park Geun-hye announced the agreement in a joint statement after the summit. With regards to Korea-ASEAN economic cooperation, leaders agreed to work toward accelerating the momentum of bilateral trade and reaching $200 billion in bilateral trade volume by 2020, said Myanmar President Thein Sein. ASEAN is South Korea's second-largest trade partner, with two-way trade amounting to $135 billion last year, according to the presidential office. The leaders discussed crisis management at the summit and offered sympathy to the Philippines following the recent typhoon. And that's all for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook or simply visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with an adorable orphan otter at the Chicago Aquarium. I'm Suraphal Lautharanarit. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Sawasdee krap.